So there's a lot of people that say they want to be entrepreneurs. They really don't, because
Right.
like you said, it's always on your mind. There's no
Yeah.
taking a break from it.
No.
It's a 24/7 thing,
Yes.
so you have to love it. And it's almost like when you were talking about baseball and you lit up, right? Because your passion, you loved that, and the Orioles in their heyday. But that's how, if you feel that way about business, then it's not really like you're working. You don't mind it being on your mind 24/7 because it's something that you love and you're passionate about it.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's almost a lifestyle versus just a job.
Yeah. Yeah, and even like reading is another big thing for me. And I like that because just tying into kind of what you're saying about like having to love it, but just also just being able to see like the bigger picture. This generation of, is like that microwave generation where like we think if we go into entrepreneurship, about 6 months from now, like I'll be a millionaire and I'll be retired. And it's like, all right, I got to be a millionaire by 30, or I got to do this by 35, or I have to do this. But it's like, once you start looking at people's stories and like some of the people who are like great, and you see like, hey, he didn't even get started till he was like 32, man. Like, oh, she didn't even start till she was like 40. Or, a lot of times we just see things in this little, we see things in this, we only see like the short version of it as opposed to the long one.
Right.
And it's like, hey, a lot of people don't want to make that sacrifice. So it's like they aren't willing to sacrifice their 20s to be well off in their 30s. They're looking at it like, I got to just have it all now.
Right.
Or not. Or, if I can't do it by then I might as well just keep this job.
Right.
And it's like, just looking at other people's stories, like one that I connected with was like Grant Cardone. He's like this huge real estate investor, huge sales guy. And he was like bumming out till he was like 29. And it's just like, wow, well, shit, I started my business when I was 25. And, I'm like 30 now. It's hard, but... Or like the Andy Frisillas of the world. He's like, man, it took me 15 years to even
I was sleeping on couches.
I was sleeping on the couch in the back of my shop for 15 years. And it's like, well, okay. Well, if he did it for 15 and I've only been there for 5, like, what the hell am I complaining about?
Right.
And it's like, well, and then I always, another thing is just like gratitude. Like, wow, well, look what I have been able to do in 5 years. Like, I mean, I'm not necessarily cashing money in the bank, but damn, look at the experiences that I've had.
Right.
Even the bad ones, being able to get them now as opposed to later,
right.
I'm built for whatever is going to come. Because if I survive this, why wouldn't I be able to survive anything else?
Right.
So I think that's important too. Just about, you're not always going to love it, but if you can see the bigger picture and knowing what the end could be, that's a driver for me as well.